Hello, and welcome to this late morning taste challenge, this midday taste challenge. Decided not to do that one on Sunday, but then I realized I hadn't scheduled one on Sunday, so that wasn't a problem anyway, but I had intended to. So I had one in February that I switched to Sunday, and then I'm doing the one from Saturday today, and then I moved another one to Saturday. Oh, well, you don't care about that. All right. Could have just said I scrambled the schedule around. All right, on purpose. But anyway, all right. Talk too much. J&B Rare J&B. Well, you know, this is so rare, you can buy it everywhere. Beautiful bottle, introduced around 1933. Can't get the exact date, but it's almost certainly 1933. And a really attractive bottle design. There's also on the website J&B, honeybee, not a letter B, but a honeybee, honey flavored. That'd be interesting, huh? Honey flavored scotch. Oh boy. Not putting it down because some people like flavored whiskey. King Robert II blended Scotch whiskey. That's a lot of whiskey, Paw. This is from Ian MacCleod Distilling. They have owned this brand since 1973. Diageo owns J&B since I don't know when, a good while. Whenever they bought Justerini and Brooks Wine Merchant Company. But apparently the King Robert II line of liquor had been on the market for years, maybe decades before Ian MacCleod ever bought it. They have a nice little website. There's also a 12-year age single malt King Robert II. But I just got the blended because it was on sale, and I decided I can't pass it up. I was with John and Neil at World of Beverage in Georgia, and they had this for $18.99. A 1.75 liter bottle, 1,750 milliliters of blended Scotch whiskey, aged 3 long years, the minimum, for $18.99. Now this Justerini and Brooks J&B Scotch Rare I got at ABC Liquors and Wines and Beer in Florida. And they had a sale, $18.99. So $18.99 for 750 milliliters and $18.99 for 1,750 milliliters. You get an extra 1,000 milliliters with this. You would assume. Now I already had some potato salad, like for partial lunch. Then I have this smoked German bologna that David gave me. I took a few samples. I said, "Oh, this is something else." Okay. So after this video is over, then I'll eat that. You would assume that the J&B would be a lot better, right? I mean, they're using 42 different whiskeys, single malt and grain alcohol, column still grain whiskeys. Probably 80% grain whiskey, but okay. It's done okay. It's light, it's fruity. They say the light fruity taste comes from the Speyside backbone that they use on it. That's the meat of the flavor, they said on the website. They must know what they're talking about. King Robert doesn't get that elaborate, okay? There's also a King Robert gin. There's a King Robert vodka, a King Robert this and that. It's a line like Barton or Taka. Okay. So this might have been out since 1933 as well. I don't know. So my presumption is that the King Robert is going to taste a lot more grain corn liquor type thing. Have a lot less savory flavor. It'll be a little heavier in the mouth and will taste inferior to the J&B, which should be noticeably finer and better. I know the color is going to be a challenge because the J&B has that light, very pale straw greenish yellow thing going on for it. And the King Robert is that deep, dark color, which I know what you're about to say. Yeah, they put caramel color in it, I bet you. I bet they do. They're allowed to, so you know they do. They do that in American blended whiskey. They do that for Canadian blended whiskey. They do that for blended Scotch. They do not in blended Irish whiskey. They don't do it for straight bourbon because straight bourbon cannot have colorant added. And anyway, the coloring has to be caramel color, burnt sugar. It can't be other things. Don't believe me? Look at the Handbook of Spirits. The Handbook of Spirits, an online, well, a handbook, a booklet on the Tax and Trade Bureau website. Now we have Spad saying, good morning, Ron. I really enjoyed watching that Wildcard Wednesday yesterday. Thank you. I'm glad you liked it. It was a lot of fun to do it. Joseph Keene says, cheers. So it's warming up outside, but not going to get warm. It's only going to get to about 53. But at least the sun is out shining. I already went walk a mile today. 2 segments, a half mile early at 8 and then another half mile later on, about an hour, about 30 minutes ago. All right, so you can see on the appearance, let me make sure I'm showing this correctly. You could I'm going to even it out on the amount because the weight can really throw it off. Just a little bit of weight. Now you see amber here, greenish yellow pale straw there. Do I feel ripped off that I got the King Robert II for $18.99? No, I don't feel ripped off. No one made me buy it. Secondly, it's a lot of booze. If you're into drinking a lot of booze, which I'm not, but some people are into that, what I would call bad habits. But and you know, they could do what they want, you know. But anyway, but I think for a budget product, it's okay. My experience with it, not too great. It's probably a tick better than the Piper Dean. Probably about the same price as Piper Dean. I think Piper Dean you might be able to get for $16.99 a 1.75 liter though. And the Winn-Dixie Scotch. You say Winn-Dixie Scotch. They have a store brand Scotch. That's right. Been seeing it for years. Winn-Dixie Scotch. It's made by Sazerac, or let's say it's handled by Sazerac. You know, they say, look, tell Winn-Dixie, look, we'll take care of that. Or as they say on the label, the Founders Company, which is not a real company, it's Sazerac. And then Sazerac contracts with a huge Scotch producer in Scotland, whoever that is. It's probably some big company that does contract distilling for everybody all around. This is not an unusual practice. In fact, it's a common practice to do contract distilling and brewing and venting, winemaking, okay? Does it make the product bad? No. Not if you do it right. Do some contract beer companies make junky stuff? Well, they used to. That used to be some pretty depressing stuff coming from Menhaus and City Brewing, but it seems like in the last 3 years things have gotten better. Not great, better. Because it used to be really, well, they couldn't go any further down. The only way they could go was either stay at the bottom or go up. Because I don't usually dump beer out, but those 2 cans of Jaguar, I dumped 2 cans of Jaguar 8% malt liquor down the drain. Yeah, that's throwing money away. And then I dumped out 2 cans of Boxer Lager. That was 11 years ago. 11 years ago now. It seems like it was a year ago, but it was 11 years ago. And I said, I don't need that in my life. Wait a minute. I want to retract that. It was 7 years ago, 2012, because that was when the hurricane hit Isaac and flooded this town. Not this part of town, but the north side of town. A lot of houses, many houses, about 100, maybe more. I was thinking about 2008 with Gustav, Hurricane Gustav. That was bad, but it was Isaac. Okay, still 7 years ago. Joseph Keene, message retracted. Okay, whatever. Beer 30 quality. Yeah, beer 30. Oh, whoa, baby. Beer 30 ice, and beer 30 light. I tried all 3. And you know what? I hated them all. Let's see. I don't think. All right, here we go. Enough of this presumptions. Let's just do the dang thing. It's sweet. Sugary sweet, really. Oh. Yeah, it might be that King Robert. It's kind of meaty, you know. All right, over here. It's a lot lighter and sweeter and fruity. I don't know what kind of fruit. Lime peel, something. The peat, yeah, sugar. Well, it's sweet, but it's not. This is like candy sweet. This one is like just lightly sweet. Like I said this morning early at Dawnbusters, I could sit here and describe these things all day, but unless you're trying it, it's never adequate. And then I got into the whole discussion, rant and rave, whatever you want to call it, about how I don't watch beer reviews for beers I've never tried because I can't relate to it. And then some people will take offense, like, why you didn't watch my video? And I tell them I can't relate to it. I've never had it. I mean, if I drink the beer, then I'll watch every video for that beer. And sometimes it takes days because it's like 80 videos for like a real popular beer, you know. But yeah, there's 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 video reviewers who I don't watch their reviews no matter what beer they're reviewing because I can't stand their videos. You say you just don't like them. I don't even know them. I don't know them at all. Personally, I have never interacted with them. Well, one guy, one of the 3 on Facebook, because he wanted to be Facebook friend. Let's be Facebook friends. I said, okay. Then he got mad over some political discussion. But I didn't really know him. So but I don't watch their channels because I don't like them. You know what I'm saying? I don't think they do good videos. Now, there's some people that I've had bad personal interactions with. Nasty, oh, terrible, nasty people. But I still watch their videos because I think they do a good job with it. See how that works? Now, if I make a comment like, oh, I've had that beer, it's really good, they might curse me, tell me terrible things, but I don't understand that kind of madness. All right, going on with the taste. Like Jean-Pierre always says, isn't it supposed to be about the beer and having fun and drinking it, or the liquor or the wine? I say, yeah, Jean, it is, okay? You and I think that way. You, me. But that's not other people. We can't. And so he gets really upset about it. And I say, Jean, we cannot answer for other people, okay? We want, we can sit there and say, let's share a Coke and teach the world to sing in perfect harmony and all of these kumbaya and all is wonderful. Let's get together. We can be together. But it doesn't make the other. Okay? You know, so Jean and I can have a Luke Skywalker mentality, but we can't make Emperor Palpatine like smell the roses. You know what I'm saying? All right. Well, so obviously J&B, and that one over there is so obviously not. Now, does the J&B have a strong underbelly of grain alcohol? That maize, that corn distillate? Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Oh yeah. You can't get away from that. How are you going to get away? Because that's what it is. But it's a better done application of the concept. It's a much finer, like I said, a much more refined, more elegant, that's the word, more elegant product. You say, but is it better? Well, yeah, it's better. It's better. Now, on the other hand, if I'm paying the same price for the King Robert, I'm getting 1,000 extra milliliters of blended Scotch whiskey. Maybe I can make the trade-off, right? It's all about trade-offs. Are you willing to sacrifice a certain level of quality to get a payoff of a certain volume of liquor? And that's up to you. You're the consumer. I'm the consumer. We have to decide. Only we can decide this. Last chance. Has a little earthiness, but it's pretty bitey. It's pretty harsh. It's, yeah, it's pretty rugged stuff. It does have a nice big glass bottle, and those always look nice, right? Like there's something about that big plastic bottle that's dreary and depressing, right? But yet sometimes what's in it is better than that pretty glass bottle. I had the Caliber, Canadian blended whiskey, Caliber, and I thought, oh, this is going to be like one of those camo axe head, just terrible liquor experience. But you notice I named beer. You notice I didn't name any liquor. Actually, I've never had a bad liquor except for one time when I had that Hartley Brandy VS. Ooh. 375 milliliters of pain and discomfort and sadness. Thankfully, it no longer exists. Woo! Ouch. Now, the regular Hartley Brandy is just called Hartley Brandy. Psst. No designation, no classification. Yeah, it's okay. The Hartley VSOP, very smooth old pale. From Italy, or at least made with Italian brandy, not exclusively. Yeah, it's all right. It's all right. But that palm, that that Hartley VS, ooh. Yeah, that wasn't too good. Some of the other cut rate stuff wasn't bad. Now this one is not bad. It's you know, it's doable. You could tolerate it. Okay, so I'm going to say this is King Robert. It's got to be. If I'm wrong about this, I don't know what I would do. Now, some of those American blended whiskeys were on the cusp. You know what I mean? On the cusp of badness. They were dancing around the edge of it. Yeah, some of those were, ooh. dicey. Let's call it dicey, but not objectively bad. You say, how can it be objectively? You're just giving your opinion. I know, but not bad. And the 10 High blended bourbon, that was all right. The Kentucky Gentleman, yeah, it didn't have enough flavor. Me and William Kepley and I was saying it's so bland. It's not bad. It's just, you can't say, well, this tastes bad, because you can't taste it almost. But oh, that Hartley VS, you could taste it. You wish you couldn't taste it. That was the problem. You wished you wouldn't be able to taste it. Ooh-wee. Ooh-wee, baby. All right, King Robert II. Yeah. KR2. If you've never had it, you're not missing much. On the other hand, if you want to spend $18.99 for a big old jug, glass bottle of it, go ahead. It'll do the trick, I guess, for what you're looking for, whatever you're looking for. If you're looking for just a standby mixer. Well, really, with mixed drinks, I really would like to see people do blind taste tests with mixed drinks, because they'll say, I know a guy says, I only use Old Granddad for my highballs, his old fashions. It's so much better than the rest. But has he sat down and done mixed drinks with cheap whiskey like T.W. Samuel's blend or Heaven Hill, and then done a blind taste test 1-to-1? No way. That could be in the mind, because I've heard other people say, why ruin a beautiful top shelf whiskey with a mixed drink, because you're never gonna, it's gonna mask everything. Could be true. I don't know. I've never done it. I'm just theorizing from the thoughts of what a highball would be. You're adding sugars and bitters and syrup and all of this stuff, and you're crushing it all, and I don't know. It doesn't matter to me, because I'm never going to buy it. I don't like mixed drinks, really. I've had them. They're okay, but they're not for me. J&B. It's okay. It's good even. It's good. It actually is a good product. I would say it, on the level of a Dewar's. If I could drink Dewar's or J&B, which one would I pick? Ooh, be a tie. Pick whatever's cheaper. Same type stuff. King Robert II. Yeah, well, I wouldn't be running out to get that. I don't think I think the only cheapo that I own that could really give the J&B a run for its money is the Clan McGregor. Because the Clan McGregor is surprisingly refined and light and complex for a really cheap one. You know how much I paid for that bottle? $9.79. $9.79 for a bottle. Glass, $7.50. Then Walmart had it on closeout for $5. And I bought one bottle. That was the only one. I think they had one other bottle. But somebody told me, why didn't you buy me one? I said, I can go back, but ain't no way it's going to be there. Because they had like 3 dozen, and when they dropped them down to $7.50 in 2 days, it went down to 2 bottles. And when they put it to $5, it was just going like that. So this is my prediction. Piper Dean is never going to measure up to J&B. Scoresby, nah, it's not that good. It's not going to measure up. And whatever other ones I've got. Oh, JW Dant isn't. It's good though. It's pretty good, but it's not going to measure up. But that Clan McGregor now, that could be a real challenge. I'm kind of excited about that. I can't wait to get to that one. Boy, I'll be rooting for Clan McGregor. You say you're being biased. You're favoring one. I am. I don't know why all these helicopters keep flying over. I'm like Henry Hill. I keep looking up. All right. I'm not driving a Rockaway to get a hat though. All right. Anyway, so I'm excited about the Clan McGregor. I am favoring it. I'm rooting it on because it's such a good value. See, so I want it to win. I want Clan McGregor to win. But then I'm going to do a blind test. So if it loses, too bad for it. Thanks for watching this taste challenge. And I'll have another one on Saturday, none on Sunday, and then one on next Tuesday, and then next Thursday to close out January. And I think that's enough. That's enough taste challenges for the rest of this month. You take care.